News recently broke that Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez held a joint meeting with Turki Alshik. They decided to share updates on social media separately to downplay reports of a brawl that occurred in front of the Saudi boxing mogul. Crawford had been patiently waiting to see if Alshik could entice Alvarez with a lucrative deal to finalize their showdown, making it logical for all three to meet face-to-face. The purpose of the meeting was to cut through media distractions and have an honest discussion about making the fight happen. However, Canelo Alvarez's high and somewhat unrealistic demands frustrated Terence Crawford, leading to a brief verbal clash between the two.
One of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and Turkish know each other, and then we wanna see what happened.
Just as tensions began to escalate, Turki Alshik stepped in, calming the situation. Following his intervention, Canelo lowered his demands, making an agreement possible. This took place shortly before the two attended the Ring Magazine Awards in London over the weekend, where they also held discussions with the influential Alshik about the potential fight. According to a report by renowned ESPN journalist Julius Giulianis, the two fighters may have already reached a deal.
Named you and Terence Crawford as one of the top 5 fights that he wants to see this year. Is that a fight that you're considering now?
We'll see. We'll see everything.
Julius Giulianis reports that both fighters are now set to face off in Las Vegas this September after talks progressed rapidly over the weekend. Turki Alshik himself hinted at this outcome, telling Ring Magazine, "The ring is the Bible of boxing, and we're close to seeing the white smoke on the horizon. 2025 will be a crazy year for boxing, and I mean it." Alshik had previously paused negotiations due to a deadlock with Alvarez, but the latest discussions seem to have broken through. Both fighters were seen posing with Alshik after the talks, signaling a positive shift toward finalizing the bout.
Possible. We'll see. We want to talk about it, sit down really well, and figure out something.
I know you thought he was kind of a lose-lose.
A potential showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is one of the most exciting prospects in boxing today. The anticipated clash between these two pound-for-pound stars continues to dominate headlines, capturing the attention of fans worldwide. While the fight isn't officially confirmed, the idea of these two elite fighters sharing the ring has sparked widespread excitement. Canelo last fought in September, successfully defending his unified super middleweight titles against Edgar Berlanga. Meanwhile, Crawford recently moved up to 154 pounds, defeating Israel Madrimov to claim the WBA Super Welterweight Championship.
There's loads of things going around at the moment, including a big clash with Canelo Alvarez. Can you tell us what's going on in that situation, and can that happen next?
We shall see.
Speculation about the fight began after Terence "Bud" Crawford dethroned WBA light middleweight champion Israel Madrimov last August, adding the 154-pound division to the 3 other weight classes where he has captured world titles. Around the same time, Canelo Alvarez successfully defended his WBC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight titles, securing another dominant victory in a division he has ruled since 2021. These back-to-back triumphs set the stage for discussions about a potential clash between the two boxing greats.
To come my way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know.
As both fighters prepare for what could be the biggest fight of their careers, 39-year-old two-division Undisputed champion Terence Crawford has already issued a warning to Canelo Alvarez. Speaking on social media, Crawford promised to surprise everyone and emerge victorious against the Mexican superstar. "I'm gonna shock the world. Watch, the best is yet to come. I've had it in my back pocket this whole time," he declared, fueling anticipation for their highly awaited showdown.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'll be a well-fought.
Although he stays confident, it will be a monumental challenge for Bud, who will have to move up 2 weight classes to face the 34-year-old Mexican. Canelo has had remarkable success in the super middleweight division, defeating top fighters like Gennady Golovkin, Caleb Plant, and Jermall Charlo. Despite the weight difference, the potential for this super fight continues to spark intense discussion.
Both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody that I step in the ring with.
Amir Khan, the only boxer to have faced both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, shared his insights on their potential clash during an interview with Box Nation. Reflecting on his experience fighting Canelo at a catchweight of 155 pounds, Khan emphasized the significant size advantage Canelo would bring to the ring. "Canelo is a beast, man. I fought both of those guys, and size always matters. There's a reason we have weight divisions," Khan explained. "Terence is special, don't get me wrong, but taking hits from someone like Canelo is a different level." Khan's comments came as fans continue to buzz over the idea of Crawford, known for his skill and adaptability, going up against Canelo, the reigning WBC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight champion. Canelo last showcased his power on September 14, 2024, at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, where he dominated Edgar Berlanga in his title defense.
I like Crawford, and I think Canelo is a beast that way. Honestly, I would advise Crawford not to do.
Amir Khan, who suffered a 6th-round stoppage loss to Canelo Alvarez, highlighted the physicality of facing the Mexican powerhouse. He acknowledged the excitement of a potential fight between Crawford and Canelo, but also expressed his support for his fellow fighter. "What a fight that would be," Khan said. "I'll root for my boy Terence and want him to win, but it would be tough. Does he need that fight? No, I don't think so. He's had an amazing career and beaten everyone. He's untouchable, one of the best pound for pound. But if it's a big payday, I understand why it would happen. Why take a risky fight for less money when you can face a seriously hard challenge for serious money?" While praising Crawford's exceptional skills and ability to compete at the highest level, Khan cautioned about the dangers of such a matchup. "We never want to see fighters get hurt," he added, emphasizing the risks involved in taking on a fighter like Canelo.
Canelo versus Jamel Charlo playing out.
I think Canelo just outboxes. Well, no, doesn't outbox him, but I think just outpowers him and beats him to the punch. And
as speculation continues to build, Canelo Alvarez responded to the rumors with a brief but intriguing comment: "I'm open to talk." While his statement leaves room for interpretation, it has only added to the excitement among boxing fans, suggesting that the highly anticipated showdown could be getting closer to reality. Looking ahead to the potential clash, Shakur Stevenson weighed in, stating that he believes Terence Crawford will come out on top in the fight.
Rumours of Canelo and obviously your good friend, mentor, Terence Crawford. A lot of people a few years ago would have said that's crazy, but I think everybody, when they see the talent of Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford, the WBA champion in the 154-pound light middleweight division, has promised to gain 14 pounds to compete in the highly anticipated bout, which could be the highest payday of his career. When asked about the matchup, Shakur Stevenson expressed strong confidence in Crawford's chances, saying, "I've been saying this for years now. I'm probably the first one who said it, even before Terence did. I always thought Crawford's style would beat Canelo." Stevenson went on to tell TalkSport Boxing that he believes Crawford will succeed in their potential September showdown. However, while Stevenson makes it sound like Crawford will stand toe-to-toe with Canelo and trade blows, that scenario seems unlikely, given Crawford's usual approach when facing powerful punchers. Crawford is known for his smart, tactical style, and he may avoid a brawl with a hard-hitting fighter like Canelo.
Special fighter, pound for pound, I think many will say #1 in the world, alongside the likes of people like yourself and that great list that we've got at the minute. Is he the man to beat Canelo?
Terence Crawford is known for relying on movement, using his jab effectively, and landing shots before quickly repositioning. He avoids staying stationary or engaging in relentless attacks, preferring a more calculated approach. His aggressive performance against Errol Spence was a rare exception, largely because Spence wasn't at his best following his car accident. On his YouTube channel, Chris Mannix cautioned that stepping into a new weight range above 160 pounds requires careful consideration, especially for Crawford, who would be facing a super middleweight like Canelo. "You've got to be very careful if you're going to take a fight above 160 pounds, Mannix said. Given Crawford's usual style and the risks involved, it seems unlikely he would take the chance of a tune-up fight against a super middleweight before their potential September showdown.
Yes, honestly, if anybody could jump up in weight classes and do it, it's Terence Crawford. I don't know nobody who is mentally.
If Terence Crawford does compete in the super middleweight division, it would likely be at a catchweight, possibly around 163 or 164 pounds, against a middleweight moving up. Potential opponents for such a fight could include Aaron McKenna, Liam Smith, Austin Williams, or Kyrone Davis, fighters who pose minimal threat to Crawford and are ranked lower in the middleweight division. Hall of Famer and ESPN boxing analyst Timothy Bradley Jr. is among those who favor Crawford in a potential matchup against Saul Canelo Alvarez. Bradley's confidence in Crawford's ability to win suggests he believes Crawford's skill set could overcome the challenge posed by Canelo's power and experience.
Mentally as strong as Terence Crawford, so I can't wait to watch it.
Your gym's an exciting gym. You all bounce off each other. You got likes of Keyshawn. Everyone's sort of mixing. That mentality in that gym, what is it? How is it different from any other gym?
Timothy Bradley Jr. voiced his support for Terence Crawford on his YouTube channel, pointing out the focus on the weight difference. Everyone keeps talking about the weight, Bradley said, emphasizing that Crawford only recently moved up from welterweight to 154 pounds, while Canelo has fought at 168 pounds since late 2020. Bradley also challenged the idea that Canelo would be able to knock Crawford out, saying, "Oh, he's going to knock him out? When was the last time Canelo knocked somebody out?" He noted that Canelo's last stoppage came in November 2021 against Caleb Plant, further casting doubt on the Mexican superstar's knockout power.
Study Canelo, study Crawford. I'm letting y'all know right now, he about to beat the brakes off of Canelo Alvarez.
Since Canelo Alvarez's last knockout in November 2021, he has failed to stop other established opponents like Dmitry Bivol in a loss and 40-year-old Gennady Golovkin. He also went the distance with fighters thought to be far below his skill level, such as John Ryder, Jamie Munguia, and Edgar Berlanga. Even Germel Charlo, a junior middleweight, went the distance with Canelo, though he was never really competitive with the super middleweight champion. Timothy Bradley responded strongly to the notion that Canelo could knock out Terence Crawford, saying, "Y'all can quit with that, he's going to knock Crawford out talk. Come on, man." He pointed out a recent example of Alexander Usyk fighting Tyson Fury, who was, quote-unquote, 50 pounds heavier. Bradley continued, "Canelo's the same height as Crawford. He's not a natural 168-pounder. Usyk is a great fighter, absolutely, but you know who else is a great one? Crawford. The great ones know how to figure it out."
Yes, he is. Number 2, Devin Haney. You want to get back, man, go back to your roots, bro. Go back to where you started, bro.
Tim Bradley pointed out Terence Crawford's 74-inch reach, which is 3.5 inches longer than Canelo Alvarez's, and praised Crawford's ability to neutralize his opponent's output with precise counterpunching. Given that Canelo is already known for his low punch output, Bradley believes Crawford can control the distance, using straight shots to land between Alvarez's looping hooks and tire him out over the course of the fight. Crawford can win a decision by working from distance, Bradley said, emphasizing the importance of smart boxing over power. Bradley also called out Canelo, referencing his apparent avoidance of a fight with David Benavidez. Imitating Canelo's higher-pitched voice, Bradley quipped, "Remember what you said, easy fight, easy fight, easy fight." While many analysts share Bradley's belief in Crawford's ability to win, most in the boxing world feel that the size and power gap between the two is simply too great for Crawford to impose his skills effectively against the much bigger and stronger Canelo.
Where'd you start? You started in Mexico, man. Go back, get one of those guys out of there, man. Go back, start there. That's where you start. Go back to your roots, bro. Get some of that humble pie, bro. Go back, start where you started. Start.
Bradley, known for his strong opinions, remained confident in his unpopular take, concluding the video with a light-hearted moment. "I'm going to get back to my Haterade," he said, sipping his drink. As for whether the boxing world will see a Canelo-Crawford matchup, that decision seems to rest with Alvarez. Crawford, who made history in July 2023 by becoming the undisputed welterweight champion after stopping Errol Spence Jr., continued to make waves in 2025 when he added another milestone to his career, becoming a 4-division champion by outpointing Israel Madrimov to capture the WBA title at 154 pounds. Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican icon, has also enjoyed significant success in recent years, further adding to the anticipation of a potential clash between the two.
Just with Canelo, obviously he had his fight with Edgar Berlanga announced recently. Not received necessarily a positive outcome and reaction he'd have liked. What did you make of the Canelo?
After claiming the undisputed super middleweight title in 2021, Canelo Alvarez faced a setback in his attempt to dethrone WBA light heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol. However, the 34-year-old has bounced back with 5 consecutive wins, defeating notable opponents like Gennady Golovkin, Germel Charlo, and Edgar Berlanga. Legendary boxing trainer turned analyst Teddy Atlas shared his thoughts on the potential mega fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford during an interview with Fight Hub TV. Atlas expressed his admiration for Crawford, stating, "Very few people have the appetite or inclination for challenging themselves. Mr. Crawford does. I ain't never going against that guy. Father Time might catch him, but I don't know if a weight class can catch him." Atlas's words reflect the respect Crawford has earned for his relentless drive and skill in the ring.
But listen, I think Berlanga's a talented kid who's getting better. He's improved recently. I think he still needs more seasoning, but I see an improvement in him. He is a talented kid.
It's a tremendous challenge because Canelo is a tremendous fighter. Bigger, stronger, and he can punch and time you, Teddy Atlas continued. But just because you're smaller doesn't mean you can't win. Crawford will come up with a game plan that makes the other guy use his size to his disadvantage. Brian McIntyre, who has guided Terence Crawford to world titles in 4 different weight divisions, will be crucial in helping him navigate this challenge. McIntyre will undoubtedly play a pivotal role in crafting a strategy to take on Canelo, potentially leading Crawford to another historic victory.
Ladies are in good shape because you have to side movement. Is that a fight you would recommend for him?
Terence Crawford's victory over Israel Madrimov to claim the WBA title at 154 pounds has put him on the path toward a showdown with Canelo Alvarez, the Mexican icon. While Crawford has already achieved a great deal in boxing, a victory over Canelo would be the crowning achievement of his career. Canelo, who has only lost twice in his career, against Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather, presents a unique challenge. If the fight between Crawford and Canelo happens, McIntyre, Crawford's trainer, plans to study Canelo's loss to Bivol closely. He made him move his feet, McIntyre said when speaking on the Luke Thomas YouTube channel. If the fight ever materializes, that's the fight I would go back and watch. McIntyre believes understanding how Bivol handled Canelo's strengths will be key to developing a strategy for Crawford.
Real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Hey, Terence gonna get in there and do what he needs to do. Perform.
Brian McIntyre also plans to study the Mayweather-Canelo fight in preparation for Crawford's potential matchup with Canelo, knowing how important it is to analyze past encounters with the Mexican superstar. The World Boxing News, WBN, reports that Crawford is high on the short list of potential opponents for Canelo after months of media buzz surrounding the possible fight. Crawford, persistent in his pursuit of the clash, is even willing to move up 2 weight classes to prove his dominance. While Crawford is fully aware of the physical disadvantage he'd face against Canelo, acknowledging that size will play a crucial role, he remains confident in his ability to impose his boxing style and overcome the challenge. Some analysts, however, have expressed skepticism about Crawford's ability to compete effectively at super middleweight. This doubt stems partly from his most recent fight, a points victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, which lacked the dominant display many had expected from the 4-division champion.
Hard for boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to be Smith. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say it.
Despite the concerns surrounding Terence Crawford's ability to compete at super middleweight, the potential fight between him and Canelo Alvarez has captured the attention of boxing fans worldwide. The combination of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters promises a spectacle that could be truly unforgettable. Canelo Alvarez has built a tradition of fighting twice a year, typically in May and September, with the latter often falling on the weekend celebrating Mexico's independence. Since 2022, he has consistently scheduled his fights in these months, and it's expected he will do so again in 2025. This makes the question of his next opponent even more intriguing, especially considering the lack of interest in facing David Benavidez, the mandatory WBC 168-pound challenger. With this in mind, Terence Crawford now looks like a strong option for Canelo's first fight of the year.
Now, are we still waiting for that second fight to happen?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to work things out and see where they go from there.
I know Slim Juice named him floated around out there as an opponent. What do you think about Crawford versus Juice?
Butterstop.
Although the potential fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford seems to be more driven by media buzz than actual competition, since Crawford fights at 154 pounds, 2 weight classes below Canelo, it is clear that both Crawford and Saudi boxing mogul Turki Al Sheikh are pushing to make the bout happen. Canelo has reportedly been asking for $150 million to take the fight. However, considering how less compelling this matchup might appear from a sporting perspective, especially given Crawford's lower weight class, Canelo's evasiveness in taking on David Benavidez, and his recent move to 175 pounds, it seems that Canelo may have other, potentially more exciting options for 2025. One alternative that has been mentioned is Christian Billy, a 29-year-old undefeated Frenchman with a record of 28-0. Billy recently defeated Sergey Derevyanchenko in August and could emerge as a contender for the World Boxing Council (WBC) title. This makes him another viable option for Canelo to consider for his first fight of the year.
That they can get a shot at Bud after, with the belt not even being on the line. Is that a fight that...
One possibility that has already been ruled out for Canelo Alvarez in September is a fight against IBF challenger William "Skull" Zepeda, an undefeated 23-0 fighter. The IBF had previously stripped Canelo of his undisputed title when he refused to fight the Cuban, which makes the matchup unlikely. Meanwhile, McIntyre, speaking to Fight Hub TV, praised Crawford's abilities and potential in a potential clash with Canelo. He expressed confidence in Crawford's skill set, noting, "Crawford has all the tools to win a third-weight undisputed crown." Any hardcore boxing fan knows Crawford can beat Canelo. You have to know boxing to be able to say that. This sentiment underlines the belief that Crawford, despite being a smaller fighter, has the technical ability to overcome Canelo in what would be a historic fight.
Believes in hardcore boxing fans. They know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence.
What's your thoughts on that?
Let's go. Hey, that's a challenge to me too, as a trainer. I want to try to, outthink Eddie Reynoso over there.
When asked about Conor Benn's claim that he wants to face Gervonta Tank Davis next, McIntyre responded, "Why would he go down there and pick on guys at 135 and 141? Why not mess with guys at 147 and call those guys out? If you really want to fight somebody, fight the best." McIntyre's comments suggest he believes Ben should take on fighters in his own weight class if he's serious about proving himself. On the Tim Tszyu versus Keith Thurman fight, McIntyre shared his thoughts, saying, "I think it's going to be a good fight. Tszyu has the momentum because Keith has been out for a while. This is real simple, it's real." He appears to be leaning towards Tszyu having the advantage, given Thurman's long layoff from the ring.
It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Hey, Terry's going to get in there and do what he needs to do. Perform.
McIntyre continued, "It's going to be a tough fight to call right now, but I can see the fight leaning towards Tszyu just because he has the momentum. Thurman doesn't have that momentum right now. It's like riding a bike, but Thurman has been at that high level for many years." As for Crawford potentially jumping weight classes to face Canelo Alvarez, McIntyre emphasized the challenges Crawford would face but also acknowledged his skill set. He noted, "I think Crawford has the ability to adapt and make it a competitive fight." He then encouraged viewers to share their thoughts, saying, "Who do you think wins that matchup? Let us know in the comments section." He wrapped up by inviting fans to stay connected, urging them to subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on notifications for the best updates on boxing news, moments, and events. Until next time, peace out.